No, eventually, though, we are expecting some rain and cooler temperatures, so we are definitely getting more into that pattern here eventually. Today's certainly not going to be that day. It's really nice outside. We have lots of sunshine. It's been nice and warm. We did get down into the 40s early again this morning, so it was a little chilly start, but we have warmed up pretty quickly since then. Now let's go to Linkswood. I'm going to kind of show you where we've been so far for the month of October, at least here in Oklahoma City. So we've seen a lot of days where we were at or just above normal with temperatures well into the 80s, but we did have several days in there not too long ago where temperatures did not make it out of the 60s. So temperature wise, we're starting to at least go in the direction eventually down the road. We're going to start to cool things down, but we could also use the rain. In fact, it's been a couple of weeks since we've at least had a quarter of an inch of rain in parts of the metro, but you can see up there in Kingfisher, it's been 37 days. We've seen a lot of days in western Oklahoma where it's been at least a solid few weeks since we've had at least a quarter of an inch of rain. So the drought monitor, the drought is definitely increasing from the south off to the north, and that's certainly increasing in parts of the metro as well. And because it has been so dry and because we're warming up through the weekend and we have a little bit more wind in western Oklahoma, the fire threat, we're going to be in that moderate category later this afternoon and into early evening. Now, eventually that's going to go away, and the wind actually looks pretty light here later this evening and into tonight, but just kind of looking for any hot spots, not seeing anything like that right now. So some good news there, but we're going to monitor that throughout the afternoon. So in the meantime, this is our Integris camera up of our Lucky Star Skycam network. We're at 70 degrees. The wind right now is light and variable. Temperature is still in the upper 60s in parts of Alfalfa County, but we have some mid and upper 60s in the northeast, but upper 70s and low 80s already showing up across the southwest, with the wind again out of the northwest between about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Some gusts a little isolated that are higher than that at times, but relative humidity, we're certainly drying out a lot more across western Oklahoma, so that's why we're obviously watching for that fire threat. But looking at the big picture, we're not the only ones that are seeing some very quiet weather. The cold front that came through yesterday, that's now well off to the east, taking any rain chances along with it. We did not get any rain here, a couple of sprinkles in the far northeast, but we're going to be staying dry at least all the way through the rest of the weekend, and temperatures are going to continue to warm. Eventually, though, by the time we get into early next week, right now it looks like the early onset is going to be about Tuesday. We're actually going to have some tropical moisture moving in from the south. That's going to be a part of what is now Hurricane Norma. So the remnants from that will be moving into Oklahoma City, but we're also expecting a low to move in from the west. So those two interacting will bring some really good rain chances, at least through about Thursday. By Friday morning, most of that should be out of here. But behind that storm system, it looks a lot more chilly. The cold, true cold air is going to stay just to the north, but we could see highs struggling to get out of the 50s here eventually. So talking about what is now Category 4 Hurricane Norma, you can see that, yeah, it still has a little bit of an eye, and it is moving off to the north and northwest, but eventually the remnants from that will be making its way into Oklahoma, but not until early next week. So today, pretty quiet. The wind again coming in out of the northwest. It should pick up a little bit later this afternoon, especially in western Oklahoma. So low to mid 80s out there, but 79 in Ponca City, 79 in Ada, and 82 later today in Durant. Overnight tonight, we're going to stay clear. Temperatures drop down into the low 50s, and that wind comes down quite a bit as well. And it's still generally out of the west to northwest. Tomorrow afternoon, still a north wind, temperatures in the low 80s in Oklahoma City, 83 though. In Ponca City, 86 in Alva, 86 in Clinton, 88 though in Altus, in the upper 80s, really all across southwest Oklahoma. And then eventually by the time we get into tomorrow evening, this wind's going to shift to the south before another weak front actually moves in pretty early on Saturday, but temperatures still look very warm. We're going to make it to about 85 in Oklahoma City, but low 80s across the north, upper 70s in Woodward, mid 80s across the southwest, 86 in Durant, about 83 Saturday afternoon in Ardmore. So if you are headed to the OU game, it is a home game, and by the time we get to halftime, temperatures warming up into the upper 70s with low 80s about fourth quarter under partly sunny skies. We're going to stay partly sunny on Sunday, but still very warm. The next storm chances again don't arrive until we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, and also into Thursday. And with the rain around and just the season that it is, temperatures will start to come down quite a bit.
But for all the kiddos on fall break, perfect weather this weekend. Looking forward to that. All right.